I thoroughly enjoyed Rings of Power. Me and my wife watched it last night, and we both thought that it was great. Now, I can see why some people didn't like it, but the reason I think they didn't like it is partly due to weird expectations that have been made by all of the controversy surrounding it, and also by the movies that came out as giant action adventure. But this was more Tolkien-esque than I think people are giving it credit for. It definitely was slower paced, but that allowed for a lot more characterization. You really had to be paying attention to things like their facial expressions and how they were. You could see how people were feeling. You could see how people were doing. I thought overall it actually was really interesting, and it's a great setup. Now it was a lot of setup. The first two movie or episodes were basically setup, and I think that's great. It lets us really get deep into it, and now I expect that there will be a lot of payoff. There's been some major setups done, and the next steps are starting to find out what's going on. The other thing to keep in mind is this is not supposed to be a short little thing. This is basically a mini series covering the really critical items that happened near the end of Second Age. And so, if you know anything about the Tolkien world, this is a very significant time period and can have a lot of different stories. And I love the fact that they actually are telling many different stories. They could have done something like Beren and Luthien and just gone off on their kind of story, and those are really exciting. And I hope someday that they can make a Beren and Luthien movie. But this is a vast undertaking to really tell the story of Galadriel, Elrond, of Durin, of early hobbits. I mean, this has got a huge spectrum of people, and then the controversies between the elves and the elves and the men of the time, especially the ones who followed Morgoth. I mean, this is all deep and very poignant storytelling. So I'm kind of hoping that it continues to delve deeply into all of the different races and all of their different experiences.